Well, you're looking at our fermentation hall, and as you can see, we use stainless steel. A couple reasons behind that. One, it's easy to clean, and two, we can regulate its temperature. You see that aluminum foil bubble wrap looking material around some of the tanks? That's actually a cooling jacket. And how that works is we pump cool water through that jacket, and then it cools the tank, because some wines ferment at different temperatures than others. Our winemaker could talk to you for a couple days about the fermentation process and the different aspects, and literally there is hundreds of varieties of yeasts and techniques. There's a very nice chart over here. But the short and skinny story is that they're changing grape juice to alcohol by fermenting it, and we add yeast. And you're looking at that process going on right down here. Anything with our label on it will be produced, created, however you want to say, right in front of you here. However, some of the grapes might be imported. I mentioned out in the vineyard how we do have to import certain grapes just because they don't grow here. So from Washington State, we bring the Sangiovese, the Pinot Noir, the Riesling, and the Chardonnay. It was the Riesling that the Kale family had, and they all froze out. And we haven't had any left either. Yeah, so but the grapes are important. And then we bring in the Sauvignon Blanc grape from New York State. If it's the red grape, you do need that entire grape because they use the skin to make the nice red color of the wine. So just like you see in the grocery store, our clustered grapes on the stem, whole grapes, slightly chilled, that's how we get our red grapes. So we'll do all the pressing and crushing here. However, if it's the white grape, it doesn't transport as well because it bruises. Plus, we don't need the skin. So they'll juice it right at the vineyard that it's custom grown for us at, put it on a chilled tanker similar, like you've seen those big dairy tankers. That's how we get our chilled white grape juice. We do have a sister winery, and I got a banner up over here. Our sister winery is just north of Milwaukee, Cedar Creek Winery in Cedarburg. The story is that Bob Wollersheim owned both of the wineries, and when he passed on, the oldest daughter and the winemaker Philippe took over this, and the youngest daughter and her husband took over the other. So literally they're sisters, and Philippe is the winemaker for both. But between the two, they produced about 220,000 gallons of wine last year. Our total capacity is about 240,000, so getting close to total capacity, not quite there. And 220,000 gallons of wine spread around 1.1 million bottles they produced last year. So.
He comes from a wine family.
Yeah, he does. Yep. He comes from Wollersheim region of France. He grew up with a winemaking family. We still do import some of his family wine. So you have a chance to try some of it if you'd like.
Oh, great, yeah.
Tasting, so.
Do they get back there? Do they ever go back to France to do, I don't know, or, you know.
They definitely go back, yeah. Yeah, they definitely, yeah. Okay. And the daughter, the oldest daughter was just back here a couple of weeks, early in this June.
Okay.
So. But anybody got any questions about the basics of fermentation so far?
Oh.
Pray for me, isn't it? No, that's a small one. The grape juice comes from New York State. That's made here, created here. We have 7 estate wines that come from here. We have the Domaine Reserve, Domaine du Sac, Prairie Sunburst Red, the Eagle White, the Ruby Nouveau, the Ice Wine, and the Prairie Blush. Yeah, Prairie Blush has been a big award winner for us for the state wine. But the Prairie Fumé is a huge award winner. The grapes come from elsewhere.
What about your port?
The port, it won several awards. And actually there's a sheet when we get to the tasting bar, I'll show you. Because he does like to enter the competitions with...
but is that specifically made from grapes here?
No, part of it is that we can't color it a state wine unless it's 100% of your grapes. If we use some of our grapes and we import some of the grapes, because there's brandy, yeah, and we don't have that here yet. So, any other questions?
Where in New York State and Washington are the ones?
The Washington is right on the Yakima Valley that they grow, and Washington is upstate New York, the closest town that they fly into, because they go out and check them.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just trying to figure out Finger Lakes, Niagara Escarpment.
Finger Lakes, Ithaca is the.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's and that's the general area. I don't know the specific vineyards that grow it for us, but that's the general area. So. And they come due about the same time, maybe a week or two off. Mid to late September. So, the East Coast, West Coast, and the center, it's all about the same time. So it's a very, very busy time for the winery with trucks coming in, harvesting going on, and I think that they're thinking with all the rain that we might might be delayed a little bit this year with the grapes in the Midwest. So